It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories in 90 seconds.
Simply put, she was one of the best. She was one of the elite cyclists in the nation.
A Colorado cyclist known for her accolades on a bike is being remembered for her impact off it.
She's full of joy. She's a delight to be around. She's calm, she's peaceful. She makes you feel like the only person in the room.
Tonight, the touching memorial for an icon in Colorado's cycling community. Colorado businesses are in the clear from COVID restrictions, but confusion remains.
I really had to take the time to think what would be important to our customers and to my employees as far as their health.
Plus, what kind of impact is this new maskless freedom having on people getting vaccinated?
I think the masking guidance is supposed to be an incentive and not free for all to say we don't need to mask anymore.
A proposal to ban homeless camps in one metro city.
I get more complaints as a result of the trash and things like that are left around.
But it's already getting resistance from City Council.
Even our residents recognize that when we just move people along from one place, they just go to another place.
And the Central 70 project takes a major step forward this week. We have a look at the new technology going into place in the new I-70 tunnel through the metro. Good Monday evening, and thank you for watching Denver7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter. Storms moved through the Front Range this evening, bringing heavy rain and small hail in places. This is video from right outside the Denver7 studios at Spear in Lincoln in downtown Denver. We start with Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson now. Mike, that radar remains active right now.
It is a pretty busy evening. Nothing severe, just some heavy rain, some thunder and lightning with it. But what has been a very soggy May continues. This is the view currently from City Park. This is the view up in Westminster, and an interesting shot of the low clouds from up at the Loveland ski area. So on radar, still some pretty good rain, especially up toward Idaho Springs and the Evergreen area. This is gradually weakening in coverage, but still it's a good downpour in those areas. Along the Front Range, we're continuing to see some of those showers out on the east side of Denver, not quite as heavy. A little bit of a donut hole right over the city, but it does extend all the way up toward the Fort Collins area and down to Colorado Springs. Some snow above about 10,000 feet, and some severe weather down over the southeast corner of the state where a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect. So the headlines for tonight: the heavy rain and small hail will gradually end. I think it will be back again tomorrow, but warmer and drier weather coming up later on this week with temperatures back into the 70s and even 80 degrees.
Thank you, Mike. Tonight, the Colorado cycling community is remembering 46-year-old Gwen Inglis. She was a champion road race cyclist who was killed on a ride by a suspected DUI driver. While her accomplishments on the bike speak for themselves, her attitude off the bike is what friends and family want to remember her by. Denver7's Eddie Guajardo shares more about who Gwen was and the memorial being grown in her honor.
Every pedal stroke was packed and powered by passion.
She was a multiple national champion, state champion.
The biking community knew 46-year-old Gwen Inglis, a dominating cyclist that dedicated more than 2 decades to the sport.
She was one of the elite cyclists in the nation.
Jared Ridge rode with Gwen and her husband on the Black Swift Cycleton team.
She's full of joy. She's a delight to be around. She's calm, she's peaceful. She makes you feel like the only person in the room.
Gwen and her husband shared a love for the 2 wheels on a tandem bike. On Sunday, the two clipped into their bikes and took off.
A usual morning training ride.
They were riding eastbound in the bike lane on West Alameda Parkway in Lakewood around 10 a.m. Gwen was ahead. She didn't make it to the light on South Indiana Street.
Just a sad tragedy where there was a driver that was under the influence and just veered into the bike lane.
Her husband, a military EMT, witnessed the driver hit his wife.
He's a mess, you know, kind of how you would imagine if your spouse just passed away right in front of you.
29-year-old Ryan Montoya was behind the wheel. He was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs. The drug was not disclosed by police. A cross and flowers mark the spot where Gwen's life was taken.
She's just a beautiful soul.
Tonight, a community that rides together, grieves together.
Now Montoya is facing several charges, including vehicular homicide involving DUI. This has clearly taken a toll on the cycling community. This sign right here reading, "We love you, Gwen." And just hours ago, they placed this white bike here. This is what's called a ghost bike, paying tribute to Gwen's life. It's also a reminder for drivers to share the road with cyclists. Reporting live in Lakewood, Addie Guardo, Denver 7.
Addie, thank you. Gwen's death was one of two tragedies this weekend. 12-year-old Sean Stevenson died Friday when a driver hit him while he was riding his bike just 10 minutes from home. And drivers say the deadly intersection at Ken Carl and Chatfield Avenues is notoriously confusing and dangerous. More than 1,000 community members have signed a petition to make that intersection safer.
We need to do something so that no one else loses a child. No one ever has to feel this immense pain.
Sean crossed the intersection against the signal, so the driver who stayed at the scene is not facing charges. If you would like to help the Stevenson family or sign the petition, we have more information on the denverchannel.com. COVID restrictions have been lifted across the metro, and mask wearing is just a suggestion in Colorado, but confusion still remains. The major chains cannot agree on mask guidelines. Starbucks made masks optional for customers today. They are not required at Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club, or Trader Joe's, but they are required at Walgreens, Whole Foods, and King Soopers. Masks are no longer necessary at Colorado gyms, and we stopped by the Littleton Planet Fitness today and found some people still wearing them. For employees, the new mask guidance is a weight lifted off their shoulders.
It's definitely a relief that myself, the rest of the employees no longer have to really strictly enforce the policy. We definitely spent a lot of time telling a lot of members to make sure it was firmly above their nose.
It is still mandatory to wipe down the equipment you touch after using it. Employees at Planet Fitness will continue to wear masks for the time being. The hope for health experts in lifting these restrictions is to get more people vaccinated. But the question we're left with now is, how many people will view vaccines as optional as well? Denver7's Liz Gilardi checked with vaccine providers to see if more people are rushing to book appointments.
Vaccine sites around the Denver metro saw a consistent flow of traffic on Monday. It's still hard to say if it's a typical day or if anyone here was motivated by the new guidance on masks.
I think this is part of those tools to get people vaccinated, and that's really how we're going to do this. I think the masking guidance is supposed to be an incentive and not free for all to say we don't need to mask anymore.
Denver and other metro counties are now operating in level clear. Businesses can operate at 100% capacity. The mask mandate has been relaxed and even eliminated in some settings.
I just got my first vaccine.
15-year-old Hannah Hassel is among the latest group that's eligible for the vaccine. She says she got used to wearing a mask in school, but she's looking forward to a more carefree summer this year.
I'm excited to be able to go without masks and see more people. So being able to see more people and being able to travel again is going to be way more fun.
As of Friday, the state opened up vaccines to ages 12 to 15, and since then, more than 17,500 people in that group have been vaccinated, and nearly half of eligible Coloradans are now fully vaccinated. But will the new guidance on masks push even more people to seek out a shot? Health experts hope it helps.
I think having convenience, reasons to do it, all of this should motivate people to come get their vaccine.
Even if you're fully vaccinated, the choice to wear a mask or not is up to you.
I'll probably still wear a mask in public, to be honest. I know Colorado lifted the ban, but that's still important to me.
After a year of restrictions and constantly changing guidelines, it's also a glimpse at the future, especially as more and more people line up to get their vaccine.
I'm thrilled because it's some early signs of normalcy returning, so I was excited about that. And I hope that it does encourage those who aren't vaccinated and who are on the fence about it to get vaccinated.
Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
690 cases of the virus and 10 deaths were confirmed in Colorado today. 580 people are in the hospital. Hospitalizations have now declined for the last 9 days. Teens and vaccines will be the topic at hand as Governor Polis and leaders from the State Health Department join Denver7 for a town hall. It airs at 6:30 this Thursday over on Channel 7. Send us any questions you'd like to ask with an email to 360@thedenverchannel.com.
One option, in my view, that isn't acceptable is to do nothing.
Aurora's mayor will pursue a camping ban in his city, targeting homeless camps.
I get more complaints as a result of the trash and things like that are left around. And so it's a problem that people want action on.
But he faces a potential battle. We have reaction to his passionate debate. The new Central 70 tunnel is close to opening. We have an inside look at the new technology drivers will see.
The wet weather rolls on, but there are warmer, drier days ahead.
And coming up later, a unique way to find an unexpected yet perfect roommate match in the metro.
It did feel like a dating site, yes. Created a profile. I think I put on a picture and then I was trying to really find a decent one.